$10,000 a month, the promised land for coaches. When everyone gets into business, they want to hit this mythical $10,000 a month milestone. But what if I told you that it's a trap? What if I told you that most of the coaches you see making 10K a month, they're actually struggling, they're scraping paycheck to paycheck, and most of them are very close to going out of business. So in this video, I want to share with you why $10,000 a month shouldn't be your ultimate goal, how to actually pick what number you really want to hit, and the steps to get there. So let's jump into it. Now, $10,000 a month is not a bad first goal or a stepping stone, if you will, but let me give you a reality check. Life's gotten expensive lately. I'll give you an example just for me. Rent, 3 grand a month. If I had a car payment for my car, that would be $1,500 a month. Car expenses, $500 a month. What are we at now? 5 grand a month. Food, $1,000 a month. And then, God forbid, I actually go out and enjoy myself and spend some money on myself, another 1,000 a month. We're at 7,000 a month. That's before other things like gym, phone bill. That's before saving, investing, giving any money to my family, holidays, anything like that. So just alone, we'll use that 7 grand a month. That's $84,000 a year. That's post-tax income as well, which, by the way, is what I think is one of the biggest scams that we've been fed at society is we talk about all our earnings in pre-tax income, but we talk about our expenditures in post-tax income. So you look at that 84 grand a year. I don't know what that is before tax, but 110, 120, somewhere around there. So when you're talking about making 10K a month, most people talk about that as a pre-tax income. 10K a month post-tax, that might be 12, 13, 14K a month pre-tax. And so 10K a month pre-tax leaves you with around 6 to 7K a month. I guess for most people, it's going to be about 25 to 40% tax, depending on where in the world you're living, unless you're living in Dubai, but that's a different conversation. And the numbers I gave you, that's just for me as an individual. That's no kids or anything yet. So imagine you're doing that and you want to take holidays, you want to provide for your partner, you want to put your kids in activities and private school. Not a chance, mate. And then you also have to factor in business expenses, not having benefits, not getting pension, not being able to take sick days paid. So there's really a lot more to it. The second reason why 10K a month doesn't cut it anymore is really the inconsistency problem. As marketers, we like to romanticize things and sometimes oversell things. And you'll hear people say, I make 10K a month, I make 50K a month or some number. But in reality, business doesn't work like that. You're not making 10K a month every month. You're not making 50K a month every month. There's ups and there's downs, but the ups can be more up and the downs quite often can be more down. So 10K a month can be 10K one month. It can be 13,000 the next month. But guess what? It could be 5,000 the next month and 3,000 the next month, especially when you're talking about selling high ticket coaching programs. Just one or two less clients a month can kind of put you down there. And when these months happen, it's not up, down, up, down. It's sometimes up, 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 but sometimes it's down for many months at a time as well. But the thing with that is while your business is inconsistent, your expenses are not. So if you do have any kind of business expenses or even the other personal expenses we talked about, those are consistent. Your rent, your mortgage, your business software expenses, they don't care how much you made that month. So when you come to budgeting, you're not budgeting for your best month and you're not even budgeting for your average month. You're budgeting for your worst month. And suddenly your 10K a month business feels like a 5K a month business or a 3K a month business. And the third reason is that at 10K a month, after any kind of business expenses, there's nothing left to invest back in the business. You can't hire a VA. You can't hire an appointment setter. You can't hire somebody to help with content. You can't hire an editor. So what happens? You end up doing everything. You're a one man or one woman army, and you've just built yourself a better hamster wheel, arguably not even better. So in this situation, you're the coach, you're the delivery and fulfillment department, you are the sales department, you are the marketing department, you are the content department, you are the admin team, you are doing all the posting and distribution, you are doing every single thing. You have less freedom than someone with a job at that point. And that's exactly what you've built yourself, a job, an exhausting one at that. Businesses, when done right, allow you to leverage your money and or other people's time. In this situation, you're doing neither. And then a deeper problem of that is not just the amount that you're working. It makes your product worse. It makes your delivery worse. It makes your business worse and leads to you having a decline. Because if you think about competitors in the market, they'll maybe do 30, 50, 100 grand a month. And you've essentially built yourself a job, a bloody exhausting one. At its core, business is about leveraging money and or other people's time. And if you're doing neither of those things, well, guess what? You're having to do it all yourself. And so if you look at your competitors, they may be making 30, 50, 100 grand a month. Guess what? They can invest back into a VA to take some things off their plate so that they can either enjoy their life a little bit, or in the terms of business, they can work closer with clients to get them better results. They can hire a client success manager to keep their clients on track, get better results, get better case studies, and be able to pull more clients in. Or they might even hire a content editor to make their content better, reach more people, and actually pull in more sales than you can. So while you're not able to invest back into your business isn't staying stable. There's not the 10K a month across the board. Things slowly start to crash and burn. And I see this. I've worked with hundreds of coaches. We've helped tons of people scale way past 10K a month. And I've seen those that are at that 10K a month level, a lot of the time, they are struggling. They are living paycheck to paycheck. The reality of a 10K a month business isn't lying on the beach and living the laptop lifestyle and going out to fancy dinners all the time. As I showed you, the money doesn't allow for that. The reality of a $10,000 a month coach is usually working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, stuck in the DMs, slamming the DMs, trying their best to book calls or trying to get people to see their sales pages and buy, frantically following up and wondering, what if this client doesn't sign up? What am I going to do? Where's my next client going to sign up from? That's the reality of someone making $10,000 a month in their business. And that freedom that you likely came into the business for, you can forget about it. The people doing 10K a month, they can't even take a week holiday or take a week off without worrying about the pipeline drying up. So they have to continue to work through it or worrying about their clients leaving. Like I said before, 10K a month is a great income at a job. As a business owner, you're in deep trouble. So now that you know 10K a month, it won't cut it anymore, especially if you want to have any kind of freedom. I want you to pull out pen and paper or Apple Notes, Google Sheets, whatever you use, and actually calculate this number. So write down line item by line item, each thing in your life and each thing in your business and what the associated monthly cost is. And then also add in a little buffer, add in enough to hire one or two people to support you in the business. What does that number look like? Write it down and get specific. For most people we work with, that looks like around $30,000 to $50,000 a month for most business owners. And so now that you have that number, how do you get there? Well, it's easy. You just make more money. But now, how do you actually get to, let's say it's 50K a month? Well, the only two ways you can make more money are you can sell more units or you can increase your price. So if your program doesn't take much of your time in delivery and fulfillment, sure, you could just sell more volume. But if it does, then you might want to increase the price. So if you have a $3,000 program, you have to sell 10 to get to 30K a month. If it's 6K, you only need to sell 5. So now that I've finally convinced you that you need to make way more than 10,000 a month in your business, how do you actually go about doing that step by step? Well, watch this video next. I've laid out for you the exact steps I took to go from zero to $100,000 a month in my coaching business. I've left you all the lessons, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so you can install what works and leave the rest. Go watch that video next, and I'll see you there.